What's going on, everybody? Jerad here with Pack a Punch Traders. Just going to make a quick trade recap, actually a weekly recap. Only 4 trades this week, most of them on Friday, and one of them on, what was it, Tuesday? I think Monday was off. So just going to do a quick recap on some of these trades. We'll start off with Rev here. You can see we had this really nice kind of a breakout over 3, and then a really nice rip up towards 10. And I missed this day here, the original breakout, but I did capture this day here. So that's what we're going to be looking at. And how I was looking at it was just a previous high day break to continue that momentum of the breakout over 3. So this day here, this was basically the 470s was previous high of day, and we had a really nice come up and tested it. We broke through. We were holding really well. I got shares here at 495, and of course sold way too soon. I actually got my shares here at 495, and got this dip. Thought about adding, I didn't. Was a little hesitant. Really thought I was going to stop out. I was just a few cents away from stopping out, so I kind of got a little nervous. So that's why I hesitated on adding, and that's why I sold too soon. I sold half of my shares at 530 and the other half at 540. And my goal was 550s, 560s, and 70s, up in that range, mid fives. So definitely sold way too soon, and that's been really the key thing for me, is just selling way too soon and not sticking to like my original price target. So that we had Rev, which had a nice bounce day today. I missed a lot of plays this week. Was really just unprepared, and that's why I didn't trade really all week. This week was the hottest week of the year so far, and it was in the 90s all week, and then Wednesday was 105. And my room just gets, the house, we have no AC in the house, and it just gets miserably hot, and so I'm up to like midnight just rolling around trying to sleep. Let's see what was next. AERC. So I didn't trade that. So that our Rev was Tuesday's trade. Didn't trade all week. Friday is when I kind of pulled the trigger and got a little crazy. I missed the bounce play here with AERC. Got emotional. I did say, had a fuck it moment. Said fuck it. Bought shares at 15. Right into this push here, and ended up stopping out in the 1440. So I took a $32 loss on that, and instantly went straight over to box D and started to think, okay, let's look at this. I was already kind of looking at them before, had it on watch, saw it as kind of a bounce play and see if it can potentially be a breakout. My plan was, it's already bouncing. I kind of missed the bounce, but now it's holding through high of day, and I think we could test the 240s, 260s. This was the original high that it set, so 240, low 240s. We did get a gap up, and then you can see here we opened up, got stuffed here in the 265, and kind of washed out from there. Oops. But I saw the 240s, 260s as a key level. Since it was already bouncing and it was holding and confirming high of day, I thought we can go up and see at least the 240s, 250s. And that's basically what happened. I was just really impatient, because I already knew, I took an emotional trade on AERC, haven't traded all week or been prepared. And then throughout the week, some of the things I was watching, potentially trying to trade, I hesitated, and it ended up making the move without me, and so I ended up sitting on the sidelines. So today I was just kind of like, fuck it, the things I've been watching have been doing what I wanted. I have been consistent the past few weeks. I need to start pulling the trigger a little bit more and having a little bit more confidence. So I did take box D, 228. and it chopped around for a little bit. Added another. I ended up getting 1,000 shares at about 228, and got just super emotional. I sold, I think it all at like 236. No, I sold half here at like 228 for break even because I was getting in a little early. I sold half at 228 here for break even just to take off some size because I knew I was oversized. And I was also in, which we'll go over in a minute, but I was also in MITQ at the same time as this. And I had some size on MITQ as well. So just keep that in mind to know, get the idea of why I was, a little nervous and I was selling. So I sold half here because I knew I had bigger size for break even. And then I sold the other half at 336 when it was kind of chopping around, having a little bit of a hard time really getting through high of day at 235. And I was really looking for the 240s, 250s, and we ended up, getting into the high 240s and getting that push into 265 after hours. So if I would have just been a little bit more patient and stuck to my plan, stuck to my risk here of 220, I would have easily hit my goals. So nice to see that worked out, but I did sell way too soon. I only took like a $40 win on this. And we switch over to MITQ. My plan for this was gapping up. I saw a breakout over 140 and resistance in the 150s, 60s, 70s. You can see gapped up pre-market, topped out at 174, washed out, market open. We got a nice perk to 152 before washing out, and it really just failed to break down. So I was looking for that open price view up reclaim, and for that high of day break to go up and test pre-market highs of 174. And so all of a sudden we got some volume. We ripped through VWAP and we ripped through 150 and right up to 160. And so I was like, okay, shit. So I was looking for a dip buy, and I instantly started smacking it here, 148, 150. My average was 150, and I think I had like, let me double check. Yeah, so I had 2,000 shares at 150. Ended up getting a nice push. I had a really nice sell. Sold half of my shares at 165, and instantly had this really nasty pullback, strong selling volume. I sold into this little bounce at 148 just right away. Was like, this was gross. Too much overhead resistance from this morning, and I cut it right away. I did not like that. Didn't like the volume. The fact that we got rejected and just slammed back down like this, especially when you have bigger size. I just played it smart and cut the rest at 148. So ended up being $90 win, something like that. No, it was like a $100 win, something like that. I won. I know I made $40 on BOXL or BOXD. I forget what this was. This was a little over 100, I believe, and then a $32 loss on AERC. So I made over $100 today or yesterday. So not bad compared to what I've been doing. Definitely sized up and got a little too kind of gung ho yesterday, and so I just really need to make sure to keep the emotions intact. Be smart with my entries. Add when I should be adding. Maybe not take huge size right away, and lock in. Take my snipes. Like, I'm happy I did sell half here at 165, and then I just played it smart. Didn't like this, cut it, and it's a good thing I did because it ended up just fading the rest of the day. So was smart with that, but then like BOXD, I should have been a little bit more patient, even though this was pretty choppy, and this did. I definitely wouldn't have liked this pullback here at all. So. But it did end up coming right back and making a new high. So, I don't know. Just need to be a little bit more patient. I should have sold, here at 240 instead of 236. That would have made me feel a little bit better. But even then, it's just a few cents off. This was pretty choppy. and it took from 11 all the way. Took an hour to go back and touch 249. It's not terrible, but a little bit longer than I would have liked. And then it took till after hours to get that push to 265. And I know I'm ranting a little bit, a little tired, didn't get much sleep, and I'm about to take off to work here, so just wanted to try to get this video out. I know I didn't make a video all week, so I figured I'd kind of just wait towards the end of the week, make a weekly recap. Yeah, this is basically it. BOXD was just a multi-day bounce, and I thought it can get up to that resistance level of the previous highs, right up there in the 240s, 50s, 60s. Was holding high of day. Some strong volume came in, and it was just failing to break down. I was just looking for that push up into resistance. MITQ was just a failure to break down. I thought we can break through high of day, squeeze shorts up, and get up to the pre-market highs of the 170s, which we got close. AERC was just, an emotional play. I had missed it here on the high of day break at, around 12. And then even in here in the low mid 12s when this was holding up. I did think that we can get up to like 17. And so I was hoping for another leg up, but this was still just a little emotional. Should have been more patient with this one for sure, especially after missing it, in here. And then the last one with Rev was just a breakout, was just confirmation of the breakout, failing to break down, holding previous high of day, holding morning high of day, consolidated really nicely, and was just too impatient with the sell there. We ended up getting a really nice rip up to 7. And I thought about late day taking this high of day break at 625 to test 7. Decided, last second just to not do it. And just didn't pull the trigger. I had it all up, my order ready and everything, and just kind of just hesitated. We got a nice rip through high of day and touched 295. So was happy with that, even though I didn't take it. Just knowing that I've kind of been more on the right track and need to be a little bit more confident and pull the trigger when I'm seeing something. So just need to make sure that I'm being smart with it, with size, and keeping my emotions in check. As long as I can do those two things, I'm fine with selling a little too soon, because that's a good problem to have, I guess, compared to all the other problems that you could be having with your trading. And I just think in time I will get better with being a little bit more patient with my sell, and I think that will just come in time and with confidence. So I hope that made sense. I know I kind of ranted a lot, but I think we got a lot of good key lessons in there, and yeah, I hope it made sense. I hope you guys enjoyed it, took something from it, and let's just have a good weekend and relax and study up and prepare and get ready for Monday, because I am already ready for next week. So I can't wait, and I'll see you guys next week.